Salom barchaga. Bugun Cambridge IELTS 7 4-chi testni birinchi passageni o'qib chiqamiz. Pulling strings to build pyramids. Piramidani qurish uchun arqonni tortish mavzusi ekan. Xo'p, savol turlariga e'tibor beramiz. Nisbatan oson bo'lishi kerak. Oynani ikkiga bo'laman. Xo'p, true false not given. Birinchi savol turimiz true false not given ekan. Nisbatan oson. Xo'p, boshladik. Demak, it's generally believed that large numbers of people were needed to build the pyramids. Demak, it's generally believed. Odatda shunday ishonilganki, large number of people needed. Demak, ko'pchilik kerak bo'lgan piramidani qurish uchun. Xo'p, shuni topamiz. Xo'p, pyramids in Egypt were built more than 3000 years ago. No one knows how. The conventional picture is that conventional picture nazarda tutilishi, ya'ni generally believed degan so'zga to'g'ri keladi. Tens of thousands of slaves dragged stones and sledges. Demak, o'n minglab qullar toshlarni va chanalarda o'sha nimalarda sudragan deb aytyapti. Xo'p, large number of people were needed to build pyramids. Da, to'g'ri, true. True degan javobni belgilaymiz bu yerda. Generally believed conventional picture'ga sinonim bo'lgani uchun, keyin minglab slave qullar kerak deyapti. Large number of people ga to'g'ri keladi. Clemmons found a strange hieroglyph on the wall of the Egyptian monument. Qanaqadir Egipt monumentida Clemmons degan odam qanaqadir nimadir topyapti. Shuni topaylikchi. Xo'p, intrigued. Xo'sh. Software consultant called Maureen Clemmons has suggested that the kites might have been involved. Pursuing a book on the monuments of Egypt, he noticed a hieroglyph that showed a row of men standing on odd postures. Xo'p, kitobga qarab turganda, demak, Misr monumentlari, Misr o'sha maqbaralari kitobiga qarayotganda hieroglifni duch keladi. Bir qator odamlar g'alati holatda turganini ifodalayapti. They were holding what looked like a rope that led via some kind of mechanical system to a giant bird in the sky. Osmondagi katta bir aytadigan qanaqadir sistemani ko'radi. She wondered if perhaps the bird was actually a giant kite. U hayron qolgan, balki bu katta o'sha qush katta varrak bo'lgandir. And then men were using it to lift a heavy object. Balki odamlar undan o'sha og'ir obyektlarni ko'tarishda foydalangan. Xo'p, Clemmons found a strange hieroglyph on the wall of the Egyptian monument. Bu false. Chunki kitobda ko'rgan. Shu uchun ham xato hisoblanadi. Xo'p, Garib had previously done experiments on bird flight. Garib degan odamni topamiz endi. Demak, intrigued Clemmons contacted Maureen Garib, aeronautics professor at the Californian Institute of Technology. California Texnologiya universitetidagi Murtaza Garib degan odamga uchrashgan ekan. Aeronautic professor ekan. He was fascinated by the idea. Erondan kelganda, I have a keen interest in Middle Eastern science, he says. O'sha o'rta sharq ilm faniga juda ham qiziqardim kelganimda deb. Too puzzled by the pictures that had sparkled Clemmons' interests. The sky apparently had wings for too short and wide for a bird. The possibility certainly existed that it was a kite, he says. Hope. Clemmons found that Garib had previously done experiments on bird flight. Aytilmagan. NG qilamiz. Not given. Garib and Graf tested their theory before applying it. Teoriyani test qilib olishganligi haqida gap ketadi, demak. Garib and Graf set themselves the task of raising 4.5 meter stone column from horizontal to vertical using no source of energy except the wind. Hop, shamoldan boshqa hech narsadan foydalanmasdan 4-5 metrlik toshni tosh kolumn degani uni ustunni ko'tarish haqida gap ketyapti. Ularni dastlabki hisob kitobi wind tunnel experiment. They wouldn't need a strong wind to lift the 3.3 ton down. Demak, 33 tonnalik nimani ko'tarishga unchalik ham katta wind shamol kerak bo'lmaydi deb o'yladi. Even a modest force sustained over a long time would do. Agar uzoq vaqt davom etilsa, oddiygina kuch ham shu narsani imkoniga ega bo'ladi. The key was to use a pulley system that would magnify the applied force. Qanaqadir richak tizimi haqida gap ketyapti. Pulley degan richak degani haqida gap ketyapti. G'altak tizimi haqida gap ketyapti. So they rigged up a tent-shaped scaffold directly above the tip of a horizontal column with pulleys suspended from the scaffold's apex. Thus that one end of the column rose as a base would roll across the ground on a trolley. Qanaqadir shu maqsadda degan. The success of actual experiment was due to the high speed of the wind. Okay, Garib and Garib tested their theory before applying it. The team put Clemmons and like the theory to the test, and they make test qilishibdi using 40 square meter rectangular nylon sail. It is a common clean off the ground. We were absolutely stunned, Garib says. As the instant as the sail opened into the wind, a huge force was generated, and the column was raised to the vertical in near 40 seconds. 40 sekundni ichida уже ustunni 33 tonnali ustunni shamol yordamida ko'tara olishibdi. Test qilinganligi haqida yozilgan. Da, yes. True qilamiz. Undan keyingi savol. Success of the actual experiment was due to the high speed of wind. Demak, muvaffaqiyat shamolning tezligi bilan bog'liq edi. Wind was blowing at a gentle 16 to 20 kilometers an hour, a little more than half what they needed. Kerak bo'ladigan ular kerak bo'ladi deb o'ylaganlaridan yarmidan sal ko'proq kuch ekan. Demak, due to the high speed of the wind emas ekan. False beramiz. Ular o'ylagandan ham kamroq tezlikdagi shamol ko'tara olibdi. Mana shu haqida gap ketyapti. Xo'p, what they had failed to reckon with was that happened when the kite was opened. There was a huge initial force 5 times larger than the steady state force. Garib says, this jerk meant that kites could lift huge weights. Garib realized even 300-ton column could have been to the vertical with 40 or so men and 4 or 5 sails. So Clemmons was right. The pyramid builders could have used kites to lift massive stones into place. Whether they actually did another matter, Garib says. Uni qilganmi yoki yo'qmi, u boshqa muammo, lekin 300 tonnalik toshni ham ko'tarish imkoniyatiga ega qilgan bo'lishi mumkin. Ya'ni buni ehtimoli bor, imkoniyati bor, ilojsiz emas, lekin qilmaganini bilmaymiz degan ma'noda keladi. They found that the kite flew higher, the wind force got stronger. Not given derdi. Ular bilishibdiki, qancha yuqori bo'lsa, force shunchalik kuchli bo'ladi, kuch shunchalik kuchli bo'ladi deb aytadi. Xo'p, bunaqa yo'q. When the kite was opened. Initial force. Hop, bo'ldi. Keyingisi. The team decided that it was possible to use kites to raise very heavy stones. jamoa shu narsa qarorga kelibdiki, imkoni bor edi to raise very heavy stones, juda ham katta toshlarni ko'tarish imkoniyatiga ega edi. True. Demak, true, false, not given, true, false, not given, true shaklda ketdi. Xo'p, additional evidence for theory of kite lifting. Qanaqadir yana qo'shimcha dalillarni aytib ketgan ekan. Buni xo'p, undan keyingi paragrafda bo'lsa kerak. Others feel there is more of a case for the theory. Harnessing the wind would not have been a problem for accomplished sailors like Egyptians, and they known to have used wooden pulleys which could have been made strong enough to bear the weight of massive blocks of stone. In addition, there is some physical evidence that the ancient Egyptians were interested in flight. Xo'p, uchishga qiziqqani, pulleydan foydalana olgani haqida gap ketyapti. Mana shu qismda ekan. Bu yerda nima so'z kerakligini topsak bo'ldi. Demak, Misrliklar nimasidir bor edi, which could lift large pieces of, demak, e'tibor beringlar. And they are known to have used wooden pulleys. Wooden pulley kerak bizga. Bu yerda no more than two words debdi, demak, wooden pulleys. Berdim, wooden pulleys, which could have been made strong enough to bear the weight of massive blocks of stone. Demak, stone kerak. Massive blocks of degan large pieces of ga to'g'ri keladi. Stone shaklida qoladi. Stone. Demak, large pieces of stone, massive blocks of stone ga to'g'ri keladi. Egyptian wooden pulleys, they known to have used wooden pulleys ga to'g'ri keladi bu yerda. Xo'p, davom etamiz. They knew how to use the energy of the wind from their skill as sailors. Tepada yozilganda. Mana yerda yozibdi. With an artifact would not step pyramid circle looks. Qarang. Strong enough. They are known to have used wooden pulleys. Harnessing would not have been a problem. Accomplished sailors mana. For accomplished sailors like Egyptians. Ular Misrliklarga o'xshaydigan mahoratli dengizchilarga deb aytyapti. Demak, their skill, demak, bu yerda accomplish degan skill as sailors ga to'g'ri keladi. As a discovery on one pyramid of an object which resembled e'tibor beringlar, piramidni ichidan qanaqadir jism topilgan artifact mana wooden artifact deyapti. Found on the step pyramid of Saqqara looks uncannily like a modern glider. Gliderga o'xshaydi, hozirgi zamonaviy gliderga o'xshaydi. Glider deganim shamoldovchi degan samolyot, bir kishini ko'taradigan samolyot, glider deyiladi. Xo'p, discovery on the pyramid of an object which resembled a glider. Modern glider desa ham bo'ladi. Modern glider. deb yozamiz. Suggests that they may have experimented with. Hop, nima bilandir eksperiment qilganligini nazarda tutilyapti. It dates from several hundred years after the building of the pyramid. Its sophistication suggests that Egyptians might have been developing ideas of flight for a long time. Idea of flight, demak, experimented with flight. Ga to'g'ri keladi bu yerda. Flight. Modern glider. Flight va oxirgi savol qoldi. Bu 13. In addition, over 2000 years ago, demak 2000 yil oldin deyapti, ya'ni 1200 yil haqida gap ketgan bo'lishi mumkin. Were used China as weapons as well as for sending. Xitoyda ishlatilganligini aytyapti. Were using them to deliver messages. E'tibor bering, sending messages ekanda. For sending, send bu yerda deliver bilan sinonim bo'ladi. Messages. Yes. Xo'p, ancha oson savol turi ekan, demak qarab chiqasiz o'zingiz. Birdan true false not given, true false not given, true bo'l 7gacha. 8dan bu yoq esa sentence summary completion savol turi edi. Javoblarni ko'rib turibsiz. Menimcha bu yerda xato bo'lmasligi kerak, chunki juda ham oson topildi. Keyingi ikkinchi qismiga o'tamiz keyingi videoda. Unda ham qanchalik readinglar oson yoki qiyinligini ko'rib chiqamiz. Buguncha yetadi. Xayr, salomat bo'ling. IELTSdan yuqori baholar tilayman.